At 11:15 at night, the office hallway looks different. The young worker turns one page back in a notebook, not to write anything new, but just to look at an old line for a few seconds. The city is reflected on the black glass beside them. Rows of sensor lights are fading behind their back. The air conditioner keeps running with that steady sound, as if it never gets tired. Nothing dramatic is happening. No slammed door. No big speech. No scene anyone would remember. The uniform still fits. The ID card still hangs straight. The shoes still make that small office sound against the floor. From the outside, this could look like a normal late night after a normal workday. Maybe even a good day. The messages were answered. The task was finished. The face was polite enough. The body stayed in the chair long enough. And still, there is that heavy feeling. Not the kind of heavy that says everything is wrong. More like the kind that says, something about this version of me has become easy for everyone else to recognize, but harder for me to live inside. That is a very quiet kind of loneliness. Because when a uniform fits, people stop asking if it belongs to you. They see that the button's close. They see that the name tag is there. They see that you can move through the building without looking lost. They see that you are doing the role well enough. But fitting is not the same as belonging. A uniform can fit your shoulders and still not fit your spirit. A job can make sense on paper and still feel strange in the quiet parts of the day. A life can look stable from the outside and still leave you standing in a hallway, unsure why your own reflection feels a little distant. This feeling often appears around people who are doing what they were told was responsible. People who arrived early, learned fast, stayed late, answered kindly, and tried not to make things harder for anyone. You are someone trying to stay whole inside a role that keeps asking for more. And that line can be difficult to say, because nothing about it sounds urgent. It does not always look like a crisis. Sometimes it looks like competence. Sometimes it looks like being trusted. Sometimes it looks like the manager saying, "Thanks for staying," while you smile and say, "No problem," even though your body already gave all it had. The heavy part may come from the gap between the outer fit and the inner truth. On the outside, the uniform says, "I am part of this place." On the inside, the quiet voice says, "I am still looking for the part of me that did not get printed on this badge." That does not make the work meaningless. It does not make you ungrateful. It may simply mean that one part of you has been dressed for survival, while another part is still waiting to be seen without performance. Sometimes this begins with role pressure. A young worker can enter a place where everyone seems to know how to stand, speak, laugh, answer, agree, and disappear at the right moments. There is a rhythm to the office. The elevator silence. The quick smiles. The shared complaints that never go too deep. The way people say, "busy, but good," as if those words are safer than the truth. So you learn the rhythm. You learn when to nod. You learn which questions make you look sharp and which ones make you look unsure. You learn how to look calm when a message from your boss appears after dinner. You learn how to carry a tired body through a clean hallway and still seem thankful for the chance to be there. And over time, the role gets smoother. The strange part is that getting better at the role can make the ache less visible. Not less real. Just less visible. People may praise the version of you that holds everything together. They may call you reliable, mature, professional, easy to work with. And those words can feel good for a moment, because part of you worked hard to earn them. But another part may feel a small drop in the chest. Because being praised for disappearing into a role can feel confusing. It can feel like everyone is clapping for the uniform, while the person inside it is still standing in the dark glass, wondering where the day went. Another reason this feeling can build is class or status pressure. When a job looks like progress, it can feel almost forbidden to feel heavy inside it. Maybe your family is proud. Maybe your friends think the office looks impressive. Maybe someone once told you this is a good start, a solid path, a place people would be grateful to enter. So the tiredness gets edited before it is spoken. You may say, "It's fine." You may say, "Just busy." You may say, "I'm lucky," because in some ways, that may be true. But luck does not erase exhaustion. Gratitude does not remove the ache of living far from yourself. There is a special kind of silence that comes when your life looks better than it feels. It can make you question your own response. It can make you wonder why you feel strange in a place that was supposed to make you feel secure. It can make you look around at the desks, the glass, the keycard doors, the polished lobby, and think, maybe the problem is that I cannot enjoy what I worked for. But maybe the feeling is not a problem. Maybe it is information. Maybe it is the part of you that remembers you are more than your ability to endure a clean, respectable tiredness. Another reason this feeling stays is fatigue. Not just being sleepy. Not just being overworked for 1 week. More like the slow loss of inner space. When the day keeps taking little pieces of your attention, your patience, your posture, your tone, your face, your careful replies, there may not be much left for the part of you that has no task attached to it. At 11:15, in that hallway, the body may finally tell the truth because nobody is watching. The shoulders drop. The hand stops moving. The notebook opens to an old page, maybe from the first week at the job, when the handwriting was neater and the words had more hope in them. Maybe there is a checklist there. Maybe a reminder. Maybe a sentence written in a rush, back when the role still felt like a doorway. And now the page feels like it belongs to someone else. Not because you are lost. Not because you failed. But because the day after day of staying useful can slowly blur the line between who you are and what you provide. Imagine that young worker earlier in the evening. Everyone else is packing up. Chairs slide under desks. Someone laughs near the printer. Someone says goodnight without looking up from their phone. The worker says goodnight too, but stays behind because one report is still open, one number is wrong, one message has not been answered. The room gets quieter with every minute. By 9:30, the office is almost empty. By 10:20, the city outside the window looks clearer than the room inside. By 11:15, the worker is in the hallway, holding a notebook and wearing a uniform that still looks right. You might know someone who lives like this. Someone who does not complain much. Someone who answers, all good, even when their voice is thinner than usual. Someone who keeps their desk neat because it gives them one small square of control. Someone who goes to the restroom just to stand alone for a minute and let their face relax. Someone who wears the role so well that people forget it has weight. Maybe after the lights begin turning off, this person looks at the notebook and remembers a smaller version of themselves. A version that wanted to be useful, yes, but also alive. A version that thought growing up would feel more like arrival and less like quiet shrinking. And then comes the strange part. They do not quit. They do not cry. They do not make a speech. They just sit there for one more breath. That breath matters. Because it is the first honest thing that has happened in hours. Not productive. Not polished. Not impressive. Just honest. Sometimes dignity begins there. Not in a grand choice, but in the small refusal to lie to yourself for one extra second. In the pause before you return to the desk. In the soft awareness that the uniform may fit, but it is not the whole story. A gentle way to meet this feeling is to separate the role from the person, even for a moment. The role may say, answer quickly, stay pleasant, keep up, look fine, be easy. The person may say, I am tired. I miss myself. I want one corner of my life where I do not perform. Both can be present. The role may help you move through the day. The person still deserves a place to breathe when the day is done. Another small way is to notice what the uniform cannot hold. It can hold your name. It can hold your department. It can show that you belong to a building during work hours. But it cannot hold your private hopes. It cannot hold the music you used to play on the way home. It cannot hold the way your face changes around people who know the real sound of your laugh. It cannot hold the quiet dream you stopped mentioning because it felt too far away. Those parts are still there. Maybe very quiet. Maybe covered by deadlines and polite replies. But not gone. And maybe the question is not, do I belong here forever? Maybe, for tonight, the question is softer. Where did I leave myself today? That question does not attack the life you are living. It simply opens a small window inside it. Maybe you left yourself in the message you did not send because it sounded too honest. Maybe you left yourself in the lunch you skipped, the song you paused, the walk you almost took, the sentence in the notebook you stopped reading because it made you feel too much. Maybe you left yourself in the moment you laughed at something that was not funny, just to keep the room light. There is no shame in noticing that. Many people learn to survive by becoming easy to approve of. They wear what fits. They say what works. They become steady, useful, and calm on the surface. And sometimes, years later, the ache is not that they became someone false. It is that the true parts learn to whisper. So when the hallway goes dark behind you, and the city reflects in the glass, and the air conditioner keeps going like nothing has happened, maybe the quiet truth is this. You are not only the person who stayed late. You are not only the role that others recognize. You are not only the uniform that fits. There is still someone inside who notices the wait. Someone who can feel the difference between being accepted and being at home in yourself. Someone who has not vanished, even if the day has been long. Maybe belonging begins with that small recognition. Not a dramatic exit. Not a perfect answer. Just the moment when you look at your reflection and quietly remember, this is what I wear, not all that I am.